So we're fleshing a deer hide. As you guys know, my son got a deer this year, his first deer, and we had this hide in the freezer, and it was taking up space because we had a pig that we just butchered, so I needed to get this thing out of my way and have enough room for the pork in the freezer. But right now I'm just fleshing this hide, and I used a couple different tools on it, trying to kind of figure out what the best way to do it was. The end goal for this is to make moccasins out of it, but we did not have time to do everything. So what you're gonna see is fleshing in this part of the video, and then we're gonna go on to doing some dehairing. Then we're going to pickle it, and then I'll make a hide stretcher, and we'll stretch the hide, and then all I'm going to do is just dry it, and then I'm going to roll it up and save it until I have time to do anything with it. So you can see there's some salt on there. I did try that. I salted the hide one night because I couldn't get it all done the first day. I started with a fillet knife, and then I ended up with a machete in the end. My son wasn't too happy with me, but I washed it up and cleaned it and put a new edge on it for him, so that was fine. Alright, we're done fleshing this now. Came off pretty good. So we got most of the meat off there, the fat, and we're ready for a lye solution. And I'll show you that here in a little bit so that we can get the hair off of it. Okay, this is the part where you need to be wearing gloves. We're going to be putting this in lye water, and it will kill. Now it is it's a very corrosive substance, and it will not feel good if you get it on your bare hands, so don't do that. We want to make sure to get that lye everywhere. So I'm just kind of folding it in here a little bit at first, and then we will get something to weigh this down and hold it underwater. Gotten that mixture saturated everywhere, we're just going to put the cinder block down on it, and we are just going to let this sit like this for 24 to 48 hours until that hair starts coming off. So what I'm doing is just pulling on the hair, making sure it's coming out easy. I really should have waited a little bit longer. I do not think 24 hours was long enough, but that's what I went with because I was impatient. And you know, I've said it before, I have a full-time job, so I'm trying to do YouTube videos and all these little projects and stuff, and I still work 50 hours a week. So anyways, I'm going through, and what I found really to be the most effective was I really just pulled the hair. I did a lot of it by hand. I do have that machete, and I'm trying to kind of pull some of it out that way, but it was most effective just pulling it out just with my fingers. Most of the time you can't really tell because the video's so sped up. There it is, all dehaired and fleshed, and now we're just going to take it outside. We're going to rinse it really well, and we'll show you the next step. Got it all rinsed off. It looks pretty good now. We're going to put it over there in that tote, and we're going to pickle it now. Then we're going to do our pickling solution now, and we're going to use 2 gallons of water. If that's enough to... You're just looking for enough to cover your hide. Then we're going to do 2 cups of white vinegar. And then we're going to do 3 cups a little over 3 cups of salt. And I just use warm water. That way the salt can dissolve in it. And then I'm just going to kind of move this around a little bit. Make sure I've got all the hide immersed in that solution. So what pickling does is if you have hair on your hide, it will set the hide to where the hair doesn't fall out. And it also prepares it for tanning. And in my case, I'm using pickling for the same reason you would pickle anything else, is to store it, because I'm not going to be working on the buckskin right away. I need to store this on a shelf for now. We're going to keep it in this solution, and then once we'll let it soak until tomorrow evening. I'll come back after work and we'll work on the next step of this. Well, here is the pickled deer hide. I took it out of the pickling solution and rinsed it off, put it back in the water to rinse off more of it. And now I'm just gonna hang it to air dry. I don't need these for the wood shed. I'm just gonna make a frame with the pieces I don't need, and we will stretch the hide on it. We don't need anything special. You can use whatever you got around. I'm kind of a junk collector, I guess. If I see stuff that I can use and repurpose, I'll do it. Sure as heck ain't gonna buy brand new boards just to do something like this. I mean, yeah, I'll probably use this again, but I didn't pay anything for it. The screws, I guess, which if I wanted to take it apart, I'd take the screws out and save those, use those for a later project. Things are so expensive anymore. You gotta learn how to be smart. Okay, that's all it is. But plenty big enough to suit our purposes, and we can stretch that hide on this, and it should work awesome. Well, there's the hide in the frame. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of these little drywall screws, and we're gonna put them around the perimeter of this. We just got some cotton twine here. It's pretty thick stuff. And then a big needle. All right, we got it up here on the frame, and we did have to modify the frame a little bit. It was way too big. That's okay. It's all scrap material anyways. We're gonna put it in the garage, and then we'll just let it dry. At this point, it is dried for 5 days. And now I'm just going to scrape this again, just kind of go back and get some of the stuff I didn't get. And then just kind of take some of this, I don't know, just get the color a little bit better. You can see one of the spots that I've already scraped. It's nice and smooth. This stuff, there's still like some texture in it. This is from the fleshing beam. It's like sawdust and stuff. So we're just gonna smooth it out to where it looks like this. But you might be wondering what I'm using to scrape this. This is actually another project that I'm working on. I've just got this sharpened, but this is going to be a real fleshing knife. I've got a short that I posted about making 8 knives out of 1 saw blade, and this is one of them. I've just got it sharpened right now. You can see it works. You can see the difference in the color on the hide. We'll finish this video out by finishing scraping this. Once we're done, we're just going to end up cutting this from the frame, rolling it up, and putting it on top of a shelf for later when we have time to work on those boxes. We thank you for watching our video, and we hope you like our content. If you haven't subscribed already, please think about it. Take care and happy holidays.